You never know. Good morning and welcome to AI, the cool stuff. Peppercorn meeting. If you want to find out more, go to peppercorn.biz. It's up there. I'm glad I didn't have to point left or right because I never get it right. Speed networking. No, speed networking. See, I'm 100% wrong. You think I'd be even a chimpanzee would be right half the time, wouldn't it? So, speed networking, AI, the cool stuff. Right, good, excellent. The frost's gone out of top of my coffee as well. Never mind. Right. As always, we shall scoot around the room and introduce ourselves and let you know what it is we do. So I've got no idea. It was either Shirley or Steffi, so I'm going to go with Shirley.
Shirley.
It was Steffi.
No, Shirley.
Oh, it's all right. Go on then, Shirley. Tell us about you and your remarkable achievements with AI.
Okay, I'm putting it in the chat. So, hello, I'm Shirley. I work in health and wellness. I work with Forever Living Products, which is a global networking specialist marketplace. You can see that I'm not an AI person, but hey, look at my fabulous poster.
It's good. It's good.
So that was my challenge yesterday. It took me ages to get it right. I tried Copilot, I tried Gemini, I tried ChatGPT. This was the Gemini's version, which was the best of them, but I still had to have an argument with it for it to do what I wanted. So it first generated the picture of the glass up here. Isn't the glass supposed to be at my mouth?
All right, okay.
And so it gave me a whole breakdown as to why it did it with the glass up there, because it looked better for advertising purposes. So I said, no, I want to be drinking it, not wearing it on my face. So and that's what it did. Like, why?
That's actually really good for a completely AI generated poster.
It is. It's got.
Did you take it? Yeah, I was just going to say, did you upload a photo of yourself as part of it?
Yeah, we got a template, and so we just had to add our own picture to it. But if we never had the template, I don't think I would have done it, because it took me too long to even find a picture to put up there anyway. So,
good for you.
But
Shirley.
I did it.
Yeah, well done, Shirley.
Yeah,
well
good
done.
stuff.
No, it's good. It's good. Steffi.
Steffi Lewis. I use AI all day, every day. I just launched the new Splogit because that needed some upgrades, needed some tweaks to the AI in there, and it all seems to be working beautifully. So I've got 3 products that all work together now, which is absolutely fantastic. So I'm very happy with AI. Although Google has been playing up on my server, I don't know what's going on there, and I think it's something to do with Google seeing all the RSS feed and URL requests overnight, which I'm going to have to monitor. I find that very interesting that AI is in Google and Google's flagging me for some reason. But anyway, it seems to be working now because I just rebooted the server. It's all working again.
Right. Okay.
Stupid Google. Anyway, that's me.
At least it's working now. That's the main. There's Mike.
Yeah, so I'm Mike Granger. Hello, everybody. I'm a financial planner with Jenny Star. Mostly retired, don't do too much these days. And I'm definitely an enthusiastic amateur with IT, with AI. And I've managed to make my own lady, Annabelle, who answers my phone for me and who speaks on my website for me. And I'm very pleased with that. But I've had some other issues with other areas, so I'm still learning.
Yeah, we were talking briefly yesterday about having a chatbot that's you and speaks.
She's very good. She's actually very good. I'm very happy with it.
Yeah, Yeah.
Coming soon. Watch this space. There'll be an upgrade to voice on your bot at some point.
And Shelley.
Hi everyone, it's been a long time, so Happy New Year because I haven't seen any of you. Yeah. So I am a medic who has pivoted from Western medicine, and my clients are typically holistic health professionals, sports professionals, beauty professionals, and so forth, as well as individuals who are looking for better ways to achieve those health, fitness, and aging challenges outcomes that they want. They tend to have the problem that they tend to have is that whatever they're doing, the protocols, the strategies, the practices are not getting them the results that they want. So I help them get those results by helping them to give the body back what the body normally uses to detect damage and to fix it. So no side effects or anything like that. And I love doing that. I am an enthusiastic user and learner of AI. David, I'm currently going through AI assisted university with Kane and Alessia Minkus that I have told you about a lot. And
Yeah.
I am learning so much and having so much to apply to the business and so forth, like AI agents and that kind of stuff. So I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Okay, we're gonna have a quiz in a little minute. I expect you to answer all the questions. The um, actually, Happy New Year. In medieval times, March the 25th was actually New Year's Day.
Mm.
For reason. Well, it was the New Year. It was Lady Day, was the 25th of March. Because that was the day that Mary found that she was pregnant and immaculately, and Joseph believed her. So that was that was the date of the 25th. But then in 1752, now this is interesting. In 1752, they nothing to do with AI, by the way. They they had to lose a few days because of the moon and this, that, and the other. And some people rioted because they thought the church had stolen some dates off them. We did it like years after Europe did it, but eventually we decided, yeah, we've got to get this shit sorted out. So we lost, I think it was 10 days or 9 days, and but the tax office then, or the government said, we ain't losing 9 days worth of revenue. We're going to move the start of the year from the 25th of March to the 4th of to the 5th of April, which is why we have 5th of April as the start of the tax year.
What a pain. Yeah.
That was the changeover from Julian to Gregorian calendars, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Stupid tax
Talk about
office.
Mary. I actually live in a village called Maria Island, which is a lovely name. Maria Island is a beautiful name. Until you translate it, it stands for Mary's misery. Good old Catholic state, good old Catholic country I live in.
She found herself up the duff and she was racking her brains.
Yeah, she was pretty pissed off about it. Yeah, she
I
was.
know this huge angel came and said, "You're carrying."
Don't worry, fear not. He said.
Um, we got gubbed by YouTube for being blasphemous, or me. Right, Andy.
Yeah. Well, I have actually, everyone talking about AI and, Shirley progressing and Shelley getting excited and stuff. Beyond my normal stuff, I've done nothing AI this past week and absolutely loved it. I had an amazing conversation with Shirley. You all know Helen Raggett. Yeah, another forever person. Fascinating stuff about everything not to do with AI, which is really interesting. And I spent 2 days up in Bury at the arcade club playing all the old arcade machines from the 1980s, 400 of them trying to get through. Absolutely loved it. Pure old stuff with not a sniff of AI. And it's actually quite refreshing sometimes.
Yeah.
Defender was my favourite.
Sorry, what's
I
that,
love
Stephen?
Defender. Defender was my favourite.
Oh, they got
I
so
used to
many.
play that for hours in the
Yeah,
arcade.
I seriously thought about moving to Bury.
Just to play on the arcade machines.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there were some great ones on there.
Yeah.
It's, but I went in like a arcade that was like had 1960s machines. The old things, all
Yeah.
manual stuff, and they give you a load of, they sell you like
The old
sort of
pennies.
old pennies, yeah. They give
Yeah.
you 10 pennies for a quid or something to put in the machine. I know that's a stonking rate of inflation, but it was quite fun
Oh,
actually.
this is free play, 18 quid all day, do whatever you want all the time.
Right, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah.
I'd have walked out of there like a zombie. I'd have been drinking so much Diet Coke. That was brilliant.
Yeah, I had to do 2 days. Yeah, couldn't fit it all in.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm David Harris, and apart from doing this, I do look after websites. I host them and I um make them and I do got a bit of a portfolio career. So but anything to do with a website, I can work with HTML, WordPress, especially. So and getting WordPress sites to work fast is real difficult. So I do have something that's working really well at the moment. So if you got if you got like a heavy duty WordPress site that's a bit sluggish, keeps coming up with an error 400 and something, just pick any out the app, for a little while and then comes back again. Quite often you'll get an error and then it'll just sit there for like just long enough for somebody to get bored and go away. Then your website will suddenly appear. So it's a communication thing or a data processing thing. So anyway, good. So that's that. Where are we? Yeah, stuff that happened. Oh yeah, the death of Sora and the birth of Spud. There's if you've been away, Andy, you might have missed the death of Sora.
No, I missed that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
OpenAI have
Oh,
decided they are not going to continue with Sora. It's completely been, oh, it's not being replaced. It's being wiped. It's being sort of got rid of completely. It's
even
taken
from
up
the
a huge,
API.
yeah. It's taken a huge percentage of their compute apparently compared to what it's worth to them, which is nothing, because people are just making memes and things like that rather than being productive. And it's they were getting 3.3 million downloads in November, which seems quite low for a company like OpenAI. It was 1.1 million in February. I guess there are stuff that's better than Sora around, which there is, and we'll watch one in a minute. But Sam Altman said, well, originally, well, now they're sort of pivoting to a mysterious project called Spud. That's its code name, which is going to be the next release, which could happen in the next few weeks.
I miss the
Disney,
people with 6 fingers and dragons that breathe fire away from their body and stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Disney were going to invest $1 billion in OpenAI, and now they're sort of said, we're not going to do that anymore. So it's so because they was basically you could use some of your characters, so some Disney characters were available to be created on Sora. So that's gone. So and we'll all wait for Spud and see what happens. I guess yeah. So we just
What's Spud
probably
then? Do we know what it is?
well, I guess it's the new. It's an all-in-one app apparently is what I heard, but then I don't know for sure. But they've got it's just its code name within OpenAI. I guess it won't be. Well, it might be because Nano Banana was a code name within Google and the name stuck.
Uh,
So it's
Maybe it means
hey,
shit pictures under disguise.
yeah,
it is
that's right.
saying OpenAI shifts responsibilities, preps Spud AI model, so it's probably a new AI model.
Yeah, yeah. At the very least, it's a new model, and it could be like an all-in-one app that does everything. Apart from
Do we think that OpenAI are going to struggle overall in time?
mm,
No, they've got too much money backing them.
Not as much as Google though.
Yeah, I think Anthropic is seems to be having
Anthropic are
to
going
do
strong.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think who knows? They're too big to fail. I mean, they've got this. That there's an awful lot of American money gone into it. So are they too big to fail? I don't know.
Well, I think if they did fail, Microsoft would buy them because they're like the biggest partner. I don't think they change the brand because there's too much going on with the API in the background. But
Mm.
they could certainly say, OpenAI or ChatGPT by Microsoft. There's no issue with that. I think what we've got at the moment, not rather than an AI bubble, we've got an AI donut, and everybody's investing in everybody else. So you
Yeah.
just get this recursive loop, and it probably is inflating, but I don't think it's ever going to burst.
You also have to remember that Elon Musk wants OpenAI to fail as well too, because he's
Too big to fail. They wouldn't let it.
he is he's suing them still, isn't it?
Well, they're actually prepping for IPO at the moment.
Yeah.
That's the other interesting thing, that they're obviously big enough to IPO.
Or are they scared enough to IPO?
Yeah, all scared enough, but that's certainly going to change the game because once they've got shareholders,
Well,
it's just too
they'll have to
big.
publish all their figures, won't they? If they're going to be, they're going to go to market, and it's then people will find out what's been going on and whether, So they must think that's going to be a success. I don't know.
So that's a threat for Perplexity then, because they are very much the laggard at the moment, aren't they?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. People don't talk about it very much, actually. I mean, because I do watch the YouTube, sort of videos that come out, and
They limit it too much. They're not, the others are land grabbing, whereas they're not.
yeah, and they said that sort of OpenAI should get rid of their is it Atlas, um, or is that
Well,
Oh yes, yeah.
apparently
yeah,
Spud has got the browser in it. So OpenAI is already planning to combine ChatGPT, its codecs, and the browser into a super app called Spud, presumably.
yeah.
Mm.
But some of the commentators are wondering why they're bothering with um, Atlas because no one's using it. I mean, and people don't see any advantage over Chrome or something. So
Mm.
so let's see, isn't it? And
It's, it's going to be interesting this year with what's going on. I mean, everybody's caught up with everybody else, haven't they?
yeah,
Mm.
and
But I don't know if the rate at which they're burning through money is sustainable though, because about last month or so, I was listening to Dr. Peter Diamandis podcast. He's very much into this AI stuff, and he had one of those guys on there. And you know that they're doing all these things to try to improve the functionality of the AI, and they have people who like test the AI and stuff like that there. And this guy was saying that he's burning through $3 million a second. Okay. I was like, wow.
and it could be a societal problem in the end. That sort of money going into sort of one person's control in a way, because they're sort of saying sort of only I can run it. This technology is so dangerous that only I can run it. Only I should be controlling it, and we can't go bust. And we've got to build all these data centers and suck out all the energy out of the country, because if we don't, the Chinese will do it, and they're our enemy, and we'll be there.
Mm,
At the beginning, he was saying Google was the enemy. Now he's saying the Chinese. He's sort of raising that spectre to say we can't fail. We must succeed. We must do this because otherwise they will do it. They'll put it in their weapons. They'll wipe us out. And I mean, there's no evidence of any of that. But then they do that. So it's kind of it's kind of a scare tactic. I'm the only person that understands it, so you've got to leave me here and to do all
yeah.
that stuff. So it's kind of a difference. And they've got this AGI thing going on as well, with saying you know, it's kind of a marketing ploy, AGI, because nobody knows what AGI is. Nobody knows what human intelligence is. No one's defined it. No one's. NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang, he said that AGI is effectively now, is already here. So
Oh,
rather than years away, but there was there's a benchmark. It's called Arc AGI. They had version 2 and version 1, version 2, version 3 came out 2 days ago, and they did and it's about problem solving from zero. So it's
just finished. Sorry.
yeah, so it's like a cutting edge reasoning benchmark, and and they tested the humans against against agents. Humans got 100%, solved 100% of the tasks. Gemini Pro came in as the top AI with 0.37%, and I think OpenAI came in as 0.24%. So it's if you use that as your benchmark, then they've got a long way to go. But it's
Yeah, I think the issue is that it's good at synthesizing knowledge, information, good at synthesizing information, but that reasoning is the issue.
It's
So this
data
is
and AP.
what, yeah, so this is what behind the scenes the owners of these AI businesses are doing, using humans to feed reasoning type stuff into these models to help them to reason better. Places like Outlier and those kinds of places are doing it. So it's going to be interesting to see, because everybody is some people are scared that it's going to replace people and replace all these jobs and stuff like that. And yes, I can see some jobs going or whatever, but I don't, from what I have also seen behind the scenes as well, I don't think it will ever get to the stage where you do not need a human in the loop. You're always gonna need a human in the loop.
Yeah, yeah. The issue is that it takes away like the lower level, like all the mid level jobs of admin and customer service and all that. But when people start a job, they start at the bottom of the ladder, don't they? And they then progress up there, and they go through admin and customer service maybe to get higher up the corporate
I think
ladder, and that's going to be lost.
There's a lot of bigger firms laying off staff, claiming that it's AI that's made it more efficient. When anyone can see through it, it's just that they are not performing as a business, and they're just using that as a scapegoat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There is a lot of that.
Yeah.
There's,
I think the biggest impact will be with robotics and things like warehousing.
yeah,
I think that's going to be major because at the moment you've got to have humans unloading a van that then gets put into the warehouse, and you could currently, from the ingest of raw materials to the output, you can run that completely automated, but actually unloading and driving and stuff like that. So once we actually get, intelligent driving vehicles, we get robotics to unload and unpack stuff. I think that's going to have a massive impact on warehousing.
But hasn't Amazon recently said that that's what they're going to be doing? I
Well,
think I
yeah, it
saw
wouldn't surprise me because
yeah.
they've already got the robots to pick off shelves and transport it to packers. But again, packers, if you can get a robot that's dexterous enough to do that, then that's thousands of humans out of the loop. And if you can get robots that can take stuff off trucks where pallets are just boxes or load vans and stuff, again, you've wiped out 2/3 of your workforce.
yeah.
Just with that robotics investment.
There's but this the capabilities for AGI, it was evaluating exploration, goal acquisition, internal world modeling, and long horizon planning. So it measured how many steps it takes to get through these. Quite often the AI will complete those steps, but it would take significantly more steps, and so that's why they received a lower score. But it's and it doesn't always solve the puzzle either. So it was there. So yeah. So the ChatGPT scored 0.26%.
That's funny.
It's quite interesting, but they've got a prize. They've had a prize for years. The first person to get to AGI collects this $2 million or something, and but $2 million is nothing in the AI world, I guess. But but it's got to reach a score of 100% on the ARC score, which is not going to happen. So there's also there's the Arm Holdings. They're a big company in America. That they're directly challenging Nvidia. They're going to be building chips, and Elon Musk announced a terafab facility in Austin to produce 50 times the number of chips currently made in the entire world. It's going to make 50 times as many chips as that in his one factory in Austin, Texas. So, by who knows? By he's trying to get that open by 2028.
Who was that again?
Elon Musk.
Wow.
And then Jeff Bezos, Amazon. He's wants to start manufacturing chips as well. So he's trying to raise $100 billion on the market. It seems almost reasonable these days.
We could do with some fab production in the UK as well.
Yeah, I could do a lot with $100 billion, you know.
I'm surprised we don't see more retail businesses capitalizing on things, social media wise, like a fish and chip shop, just making it a mockery of them investing all this in making chips, and they ask cost £5 or whatever it is. There's so much fun they can have.
I can make chips. Cost 5p a pop.
Yeah. Not anymore.
Well, using today's chips as coasters, I should think, before too long, because they at this rate, by the time they start building new ones. And Cloudflare, I thought this was in Cloudflare CEO, don't know who he is. He said that by next year, bots will be generating more traffic on the web than humans. So
Guilty.
Yeah.
iBots, it's a significant proportion now. If Steffi looks at the stats on sort of websites alone, let alone the ones like Reddit, and I imagine sort of Reddit might already be there, because it uses it as almost like a primary data source, isn't it? So it's
Yeah, I think businesses are using a lot for lead generation, isn't it? So like just automating the lead generation.
Yeah. I was watching something yesterday. It was in Austin, out in Austin, Texas again, where they've got they've got a huge number of driverless cars there. So they haven't even, like, if you have a driverless car in lots of places in the world, you will be you've still got a steering wheel, you can still take over, you've got to sit there, you've got to look out the window, and you've got to intervene. If you run somebody over, well, in America anyway, they've judged it's going to be 50% the manufacturer's fault and 50% your fault. So you can't be just leaning back reading the newspaper or something. You've still got to be there. Whereas the new Teslas in Austin have got no steering wheel at all. They've got nothing. They've just got 4 seats.
Oh, there.
So you can't even take over if you wanted to. So
But there was currently a case in the US. I don't know if it's finished yet, but a family has sued Elon Musk over the death of a relative that got killed by one of these autonomous driving vehicles. I don't know what the final judgment has been about it, but whatever that judgment is, that is going to have some impact on how that proceeds in the future.
yeah. I think that's the one. It was judged to be 50% the driver's fault and 50% Tesla's.
Oh, okay. So it has some.
But the trouble with driverless cars is that it has to have a map to map the area out. It has to be already coded in with those. It can't start from like you. If we put you in a car and dropped you in Nairobi or something in the middle of the city, you'd be able to drive and get to where you want to go. You might use your phone as a sat nav, but you'd be able to get in that car and drive it. I don't know if you drive, but if you got an autonomous car, put it in Nairobi, can't do anything. It can't go anywhere. It wouldn't know anything. So it's um, the beauty of it is that you you can teach one car to go around a city, and then every car in the world, in theory, could then drive around that city. So it's kind of because that knowledge is shared, but whilst mistakes can also be shared as well. So if something's wrong, if it's trained, if it's incorrectly trained, and that's then moved all around the world, you can be no human
So
mistakes as well. But there are lots of us, and we're all got different capacities and different different skills. So it would be a different
So what you're saying then is that the driverless cars are trained to drive on in a specific mapped area, and
yeah.
I thought it was that they were able to map out as they go, somewhat like how a GPS would behave.
Yeah. No, they need apparently this is what the video I was watching, they have to have been specifically mapped for an area.
Oh,
They can scan people, because they like they're only but they all work on probability. So they've got hundreds of people have gone through like videos and say this is a person, this is a person, this is a person. So it's got a database of tens of thousands of people walking along the road. So it thinks, oh, that's probably a person. I mustn't run them over. So it's kind of it's that it works on that basis.
I see.
It doesn't know for sure that's a person. It just knows that it's a really good chance it's a person. So I'm not going to run them over. So it's
That's interesting. So then if it's like that, it's a long way then to getting it to be able to do more than driving your local area then. Like you
yeah
can't go for a trip from like drive from England to
yeah. You
to
know
France
the
or anything.
Diary of a CEO. Um, it's a podcast and it's on YouTube.
Yeah, I listened to that, yeah.
It's got about 35 million followers. It's a huge channel. The latest,
Bartlett.
yes, Stephen Bartlett is the guy that does it. There was I'm trying to think of the name of it. There was a lady on there, Chinese looking lady. She's American. She's a journalist, and she was talking to him a few days ago. I mean, I watched it a couple of days ago, and it was
Okay.
really
I'll look at it
interesting
now.
because that they were talking about autonomous cars and um,
Hmm.
lots of other things as well. She's got issues. She likes AI, that's her world, but she's doesn't like the fact these big companies or mainly individuals have got control over everything.
There's a really interesting program on iPlayer with it's called AI Confidential with Hannah Fry. It's only been
Yeah,
3 episodes so far. And episode 2 is Death by Driverless Car. And it's really, I watched it, it's really fascinating
mm,
how the cars are making decisions on based on what they see.
mm,
It's like there was a guy crossing the road in the middle of the night, it was pitch black, and the driverless car hit him, but it's all the analysis it made in the seconds up to that point that it did actually recognize it was a person, but it got it wrong because of the way he was moving, which is it's
Okay.
really interesting that he just made the wrong decision and just carried on and hit him.
Wow.
Have a look at that iPlayer, AI Confidential with Hannah Fry. So it's episode 2.
Mm.
where they've got the cars properly working and mapped out in the roads and everything, like in Austin, the driverless cars have got a better safety record than humans.
Mm.
That
If every car was a driverless car, there would be 0 accidents
mm,
between cars because they would all recognize each other. But you're still going to have the problem of somebody jaywalking across a road, and
Yeah.
that's or
mm.
a dog running out and stuff like
But that
that.
happens anyway, I suppose. But it's but
Mm.
in Austin anyway, they've got less accidents with driverless, like 10 times less, tenth as many accidents with driverless cars. So
Wow. So do you think that in the future there are going to be more of them or less of them?
Or
Oh,
lots more.
way more. Yeah.
Way
Yeah.
more?
Yeah. All the cabs will be driverless, aren't they? Uber 11 for sure. I mean, just they've they're quite fascinating.
Driverless trucks as well for long distances. You know, you
Yeah.
quickly replace the long distance lorry drivers because they've got a nice, easy road to go, and it's easy for them to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you had a warehouse that's really close to a motorway network, you could automatically automate that. You know, you automate that no problem at all. You could have a driverless truck on the motorway tomorrow.
Mm.
But it's all
So
the
what happens when they get out of control? Like if something happens and they do something other than what they're supposed to do.
No, the third law of robotics covers it. Don't worry.
I can imagine in this country, Amazon would be first to do it, wouldn't they? Because they've got that big centre on the M1, I think it is.
Mhm.
Huge it is, right next door to it.
It's,
Yeah, I think lots of the warehouses are right next to motorways, just
Yeah.
because it's convenient and easy to get on and off it. I think that's the
Mm.
thing. Yeah, it's going to happen. Warehousing, I think warehousing will be the first to be fully automated, then deliveries. You know, I mean, there's no reason I couldn't have a drone in my back garden dropping a box off. You know, if it was a close enough distribution centre to me,
Mhm.
it's going to happen.
Anyway, Seedance 2.0 is probably the reason why Sam Altman packed out on my own with his with his Zora, because it's a Chinese it's ByteDance is a Chinese company, the one behind um, uh, TikTok. So it's always get TikTok and Alibaba mixed up. So, that's definitely TikTok. So it's an incredible that they've got perfect. I'll just show you a couple of things. Again, we were talking about it yesterday in the networking, and there was a scene with Brad Pitt. Just quickly show you. So this was one that's been generated. It's kind of a. I've got the sound turned off, but it's kind of a fight. These are just totally generated on Seedance, and the lip syncing's perfect, and the fight scenes pretty good. People just thought it was real, and it was like a clip from a movie that's going to come,
His
But
coat appearing and disappearing.
it's what? Sorry.
Brad Pitt's coat keeps appearing
Oh,
and
yeah,
disappearing in
yeah.
clip.
It's fast moving.
And he looks quite tall there as well.
Yeah, I know he's about 4 foot. He normally looks like he's standing in a hole, doesn't he? But he's so it's because this was one I thought it hasn't got I thought this is on a different channel, but this is like Chloe this guy, she's supposed to be American, and people thought she was real to start with, because you got this guy who's he lives in Gloucester actually, but he's pretended he was a woman living in California, but he was for marketing purposes. So and it's
Good morning, I think. So welcome to Rome in the year 4480. And as you can see, this is no Four Seasons. It absolutely stinks in here. Also, I have been sleeping on an actual stone slab, like not firm, stone. I did not sleep. I would normally do a bathroom tour right now, but this is what I get.
so let's skip this.
Food, I want to check out the baths, and later we are going to the games, which I have thoughts about. But first, I need to find a proper bathroom.
I'm surprised they haven't burnt her as a witch.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So that's and they've got quite a few. He's done loads of shorts and things, and they've sort of so and they're
Paris in 1788 Everything looks so beautiful, guys, like so beautiful. But behind the scenes, this is not a happy place. Nobody here knows that in 12 months, everything changes forever.
So there's it's his aim is to actually teach.
One of the most baffling things.
Teach. Oh, there we go. There's Hannah Fry. There's so there's most of the channel. I mean, the channel's not been there that long, but most of the channel is on is shorts. So, but they're pretty good. You know, I think those visited the Salem witch trials and going in there. He's trying to get the history right, you know, and then he's doing that. He said if he was to change anything, he would have got rid of her tattoos because they're a bastard to recreate every time. Because you need having this consistent character, and he created it by all of the. He found that the best model for creating the prompts was Claude, and then he created these obviously on Seedance, but it's he created the image. The image he created on Nano Banana on Google. The prompts he did on Claude, and the videos he's done on Seedance. So that's his sort of methodology. That word, methodology.
Methodology.
Methodology. Why can't I say it? It's ridiculous. I mean, it's quite fascinating, and that's now. So what's it going to be like when, you know, in a few months or a year's time? It's pretty impressive. It's having that. It's always been a bane with having consistency between having that character consistency, and the Chinese are miles ahead with with that technology. So I mean, and that's making the money. I mean, if you want the proper version of that, the best way is to pay 135 quid for a year. Otherwise you got to pay a lot more. You can have a free trial, but then you don't get it. Then you got to pay more money. You don't get the cheaper rate for the year. So it's I think they go and then pay 180 or something like that for a year, which is not bad. It's just most people are a bit reticent about stumping up a year's worth in one go, because you use it and then you think, oh, I'm bored with it now, which I'm do that all the time. You know, I subscribe to things, and it's always. I mean, most perhaps they're trying to counter the people that, you know, probably like me, that hop around from one subscription to another. Because if you want to do, because that's what the recommendation always used to be, is if you want to do something, just subscribe for a month, do it, whatever you want to do, and then sort of get off it and unsubscribe, and you can hop around. It's the same as TV subscriptions. You know, you should make a list of everything you want on Netflix and then subscribe, watch it all, and then unsubscribe, and then then subscribe to Paramount, watch everything you want to watch on there, unsubscribe, move on to Disney. But we don't. We subscribe to them all and end up paying 120 quid a month on TV packages. So which is what they rely on, because it was like we're in like a rental society where everything is subscriptions. And I know it works well for Steffi. Like, if somebody had to buy your thing outright, you know, how would you do it? You know, it would be, you'd have to work out the average life of a customer and try it, price it on that, you know, to get an upfront charge.
Well, I know exactly how much your bot is worth right now. Because it's all based with SaaS, it's all based on your MRR. And also there's things like pay bot ratios, also offline rate, average revenue per bot, that sort of thing. But then you have your you have your MRR, then you have a 5 times MRR, which is your estimated value to somebody like an investor. And then on a great market, so if somebody's like, I really have to buy this, you have what's called a stretch value, which is 10 times rather than 5 times MRR. So if somebody's really enthusiastic about buying the software, you charge them the stretch value rather than the estimated value.
So what's the stretch value of your thing?
Not telling you.
Okay. You know, I like working with Ken and Alessia Minkus because what they give you all of the AI tools, agents, and everything, and you get to use them free, without having to pay subscriptions for them and stuff like that once you're enrolled in their courses and stuff like that. So you really get to explore different things and use them and so forth. So I like that.
I will tell you the stretch value for my entire platform, my entire ecosystem. It's about £241,000.
Mhm.
If I was to sell out completely 100%, that's how much I could expect on stretch.
Okay.
People were keen on it. Yeah, keen on the idea, which they might be. They might be.
One day,
But,
you never
but
know.
then, but then if I wanted to buy that, I would have to. You would have to contract you in for a certain amount of time,
Oh
wouldn't you?
yeah, you have to contract me in to transfer all the knowledge and the IP over.
Yeah.
But with things like your bot, it would just be a case of talking to Amy about it. How do I do this? How do I do that? And because it's on its own server, I can just transfer the server password. I've discussed this with my accountant. So what happens is the money goes from the purchaser into his escrow account. And then once he's got it, I transfer the passwords and then he releases the money to me. That's how it would work.
Cool. Shall we demystify some AI terms? Steph, you'll know these. But so can you see that? Can you see the brain with the stuff coming out of it?
Yep.
So we're okay. Agentic AI. So I flicked it over before I asked you what it was. So it's I think most of us know what an agent is. And an agent it's like a digital employee, if you like. So it goes beyond asking questions. It sort of runs workflows. It's like a vending machine. You press a button, give it a smack, and the AI agent goes off, and it's like a personal assistant. You tell it you want to go to Italy, it'll look up your flights and check your calendar and find a hotel within your budget, and it'll book it if you want it to, and things like that. So it's like a there. Large reasoning models is the large. Anyone know a large reasoning model is a slow thinker. So we hear these terms all the time, but I mean, instead of blurting out an answer, a reasoning model pauses and works through the problem step by step. And they like showing their work as well.
Yeah, 5.4 does that. On my blog posts, I always set reasoning to low
Right.
because it's just, producing words. It doesn't need to think that deeply. But if I was mathematical formulas, you set reasoning to high and it takes its time.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And there's and yeah, exactly. So it's going to go through certain steps before speaking, before coming back to you.
Yeah.
And it should catch errors. No. A vector database is some you hear this term. It's the way that the AI stores concepts, not just words. Because like on the old databases, if you search for cat, you get everything with cat mentioned in it. It would ignore feline or kitten or things like that. So it's having terms or meanings that stack. So like joyful and cheerful and things like that. That might, so it knows that they, on its map it knows that they live in the same neighborhood. So so it can interchange those words, and it even looks for words that are spelled differently. So you can speak to it in American English as well as English. Rag. Rag was one I hadn't heard particularly, but it's one that we do use. It's retrieval augmented generation. So I mean, a lot of us do this where we get it to use our data. I mean, Steffi's chatbot would do that. It uses your own data, so you can either upload your data or you can give it access to your file system, and it will, to get its answer, it would also use your world, not just your general knowledge. So that's MCP. That was the Model Context Protocol. It's a standard plug. It just enables. It's something that's been agreed really between different AIs and different software manufacturers like Microsoft, and it just enables you to connect to any database, calendar or tool, with the same protocol. So it's just a way that software and AIs can talk to each other. Mixture of experts. And this is where you're basically breaking up, instead of all the knowledge living in one place, it could live anywhere. Your different your resources could be all around the world, and instead of one giant brain that knows everything, it's you're building a model full of specialists. So if you ask a medical question, it'll the doctor neurons wake up and the mechanical neurons stay asleep. So it makes AI faster and cheaper to run, because it only uses parts of its brain that it actually needs for that specific task. And parts of that brain can be in different places, physically as well as mentally, but it doesn't have to, it just use there. And the last one on my list of terms is what we talked about last week, which was artificial superintelligence. It's a hypothetical thing where it's smarter than all of humanity combined. I think we've got a little way to go before this happens. So it's kind of, it's an horizon that people either make scary or they try and say that it's coming. Again, it's one of those things about the about marketing. A lot of these things are all about marketing. AGI is about marketing, and who should control, and why you should give us this land to build our huge data center on, even though it hasn't got enough energy, because we're going to be sucking it away from all the people that actually live there, is because it's because of some danger that's on the horizon. The Chinese will win, or we'll be in trouble. It's name of what's the name of the lady?
I think we definitely need a CDN for AI models.
Yeah.
You to choose. I want my model to run in the UK, or I want it to run in Europe, and then
Try it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in theory, if we do have green energy, that might be a marketing thing as well. Whereas if America have dug baby Doug and got all their carbon sources of energy operating their sort of data centers, and we're operating ours on 3 trillion windmills taking up every space of land in the UK, then and it's there. Because that's the thing about they said if we want the whole country to run on windmills, we need 10% of the entire land mass to have a windmill on it, and it's which is kind of, you think it's impractical. Whereas if they use the mini nuclear reactors, which are incredibly safe, are and take up 0.5%. So this is
it's basically standard container, and the whole nuclear reactor is inside that standard container, so you can just bring them in and drop them out. So if you need to refuel it or recycle it, you just bring a new one in. So they always have two running parallel, I assume, and then you can take one out and put a new one in. The only issue with them is security.
Yeah.
It's you stop people interfering with it, because you could distribute them around the entire country.
Yeah.
You should have one in the southwest, a couple in the southeast, one in London. You know, they're not going to go. They're not going to go critical. You just need to plug them in and take them away when you need to be. But it's just that's the only issue.
I think the next big money making venture in terms of to connect with the AI is whoever comes out with a very safe and efficient energy system that's more efficient than anything that we have now. So I think energy researchers should really be looking there. What can we do that's even more efficient than anything that we have now? Because if AI takes over the world as we're seeing that it's gonna be doing, right? Energy is gonna be the bottleneck, you know. So we need to.
Well, we need energy and plenty, cheap energy and plenty of it. And that's the trouble. Some of these ideas, which is why it's Oxford University professor lady who's doing green studies who actually suggesting that nuclear power, which is quite unusual because normally they're against it, but she said it is actually the greenest form of energy, and it will give us enough energy to do whatever we want to do, because everything's got to go electric. If you want to get rid of emissions and you want to, you know. So it's there. Anyway, we've got some. I'm not here next week.
I don't think anyone is next week.
Shirley's gone. Oh, it's Good Friday, isn't it?
Mm.
Oh, I don't even know if I think it's on Friday. Or perhaps it's the week after. Don't know. Anyway, we're not here next week, whatever happens. But we're either celebrating Jesus. No, we're not. Celebrating is the wrong word, isn't it? We're either eating our hot cross buns or we're
His death sometime after the Immaculate Conception.
Yeah, that's right. A few weeks later, we celebrate the yeah. Okay, so that's fine. Before we get in any other trouble, I'm going to stop recording.
Yes.
And
See you later.